First off, thank you to Candy Burst Tucker. Thank you to House of Glam, Jamie. Thank you to the Candy Coded Click. Thank you to the whole entire team for making this happen. I really do appreciate this, okay? I really did appreciate the opportunity to interview Candy Burst Tucker. Definitely the biggest thing I've done on my channel. Definitely the biggest story I ever broke, if not the only story I ever broke. I made the blogs for the first time, like, oh my God. Oh my God. Neighborhood Talk, Shade Room, Jasmine Brand. I was on Yahoo News, lovebscott.com, like crazy. And shout out to Jamie and Candy for giving me that opportunity. Okay, so that's number one. I'm super grateful. Number two, shout out to all the other bloggers who had the opportunity to speak with Candy. DJ Richie Sky, Scotty by Nature, Jamie from the First Ladies panel. Those are my personal friends. So shout out to them. I'm really happy for them as well. We all killed it, okay? And we all deserve this moment, right? I know there were some folks in the comments talking about some you don't deserve. Yes, I deserved it, boo. I deserve this moment, okay? Don't try to take this away from me, okay? No, but I'm just super happy and grateful, and I just thought it was an amazing experience. Now, Candy spilled the tea. Candy spilled the tea, and I was a little bit shook because I only had 15 minutes, right? And I turned that 15 minutes, I flipped the 15 minutes into 30 minutes. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I finessed that. But as soon as I asked about Carlos King, I felt like when she started talking, she could not stop. Right? It was one of those questions where you just can't give a 30-second, 45-second answer. If you're going to tell the story, you have to tell the story. And I was just super grateful that Candy was actually opening up and she was being, honest, and she was being transparent about the situation, because she could have been vague. She could have been like Carlos King. Okay, Carlos King, just a couple of days ago, I think went on to DJ Richie Sky's platform, who I adore. And he was like, I don't have beef with Candy. I'm a vegan. And I'm like, okay, girl, bye. And his whole thing was, I'm not close to or friends with everybody that I've worked with in the past, which makes a lot of sense. But then he went on to say that he's never talking about this Candy situation again. And I just kind of felt like, okay, well, you set yourself up for that one, because you're definitely going to have to talk about this situation. You're definitely going to have to talk about this situation. So anyways, Candy could have did that. She could have been like, oh, well, we're just not close. But she didn't. She decided to be honest. And for that, I am grateful. I was super surprised when she said that I was the only one to ask her that. I was surprised because I thought that would have been like the number one burning question. So, I'm glad that I got to fit that in. And, I think what really warmed my heart was all the nice complimentary comments below the video, and the comments on Instagram, and my friends and family being excited for me, and my peers, and the other bloggers in the media space being excited. Like, that was just, it was the best feeling in the world. And honestly, like, it was a motivator for me. It really was. And I'm not gonna lie, I shed a few tears. We have to get into some things. So y'all know Candy Burst Tucker basically alleged that Carlos King sold the life right stories. Wait, what? Did I say that right? Sold the life story, stole and sold the life story to TV1 of Escape, right? Okay, so Candy Burst was kind of feeling the ways about that. Now, it was some folks in the comments saying, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing unauthorized projects, unauthorized stories. And I totally agree with you. However, we do know that Carlos King worked on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So he had a business relationship with Candy. Excuse me. We do know that they built up a rapport because they shared an office. We do know that Todd Tucker had business dealings with Carlos King. Y'all were cool. Y'all were friends. Y'all had a relationship. I'm sure you guys had a personal relationship, but if not anything, you guys had a working relationship. The working relationship was so close to where you guys shared a space. She let you have office space in the damn candy factory. So the fact that you out here selling the rights. Now, why would Carlos King do that? Honestly, maybe he was strapped for cash. Maybe he was trying to move too fast. Maybe he was trying to sell a quick project. Maybe at that moment he knew Candy wants nothing to do with Escape. I know she's not going to sign off on this, so let me just do this behind her back. Let me just do this behind her back. That's what it's giving. Now, I can only speculate about that. I don't know what the true tea is. I would love to have Carlos King's perspective. I definitely did reach out to Carlos King. Now, I do know he will respond after he said on DJ Richie Sky that he wasn't going to talk about Kandi again. Shot himself in the foot with that. But I'm pretty sure he's going to respond on the podcast, which is probably coming out in T-minus 10 seconds. Now, speaking of Carlos King responding, although he hasn't said anything directly yet that I'm aware of. Okay, give me 1 second to make sure that that's still the case. Okay, let me pull up my sources, get my peoples. Although he hasn't responded directly, he did retweet this tweet from one of his raindrops. Okay. That said, with every elevation is demonic agitation. You are on track. Do not get distracted. Hashtag raindrop. And I guess the raindrops are kind of like his fan base, like how you guys are the house guests. His fans are, or his supporters are the raindrops, because I think his production company is named Kingdom Reign Entertainment. Right? So, yeah, he basically is calling this entire situation demonic agitation. Okay, him being exposed for trying to, sell the life story of Escape to TV1, he's calling that demonic agitation. I want to make this clear. I'm not against Carlos King. I like Carlos King. I admire Carlos King. I look up to Carlos King. I love Carlos King, especially as a gay black man in the media space. I adore Carlos King. And so I don't want to hop on this bandwagon like, oh, Carlos King is trash and Carlos King is this and he's that and the third, right? I'm not going to hop on no hate train. There are two sides to every story. Then somewhere in the middle, you have the truth. So, of course, we are awaiting his side of the story. Because Kandi and Carlos never really spoke about the situation at length from what I understood, from what Kandi was telling me, some things probably got lost in translation. So, although I do tend to believe Kandi, okay, we saw Kandi, the vein was popping out, okay, that little vein, right, okay, the voice started trembling, okay, the voice was shaking and she started getting teary-eyed. I was like, oh my God. At that moment, you guys, I felt sorry for sis because you could tell that she was really hurt. But in the back of my head, I'm like, bitch. Like, I could not believe that I made Kandi cry. Anyways, with that also being said, Carlos King's alleged shady past is being brought back up, and it's quite unfortunate. Memph Hits, okay? The guy, I think he is a producer. He is a producer. Memph Hits dated Toya Wright, and he also famously dated K. Michelle. We know that K. Michelle was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We also know that Carlos King was a producer on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And Memph Hits, after this Kandi story broke about Carlos King allegedly selling the life story of Escape to TV1, he then came out and rebutted and was like, damn, that's effed up what he did to Kandi. This is the same producer that told K. Michelle to get up on TV and lie on my name for TV ratings. Now, if you don't know, K. Michelle on the first season of Love and Hip Hop was saying that Memph Hits was abusing her. When they were in a relationship, she was battered. Domestic violence. And now Memph Hits is saying that Carlos King told K. Michelle to get up on the television platform and lie for a storyline. As if that never happened. Okay, so number one, I don't think K. Michelle would go on national television for the first season of Love and Hip Hop and lie about being abused by Memph Hits. Who wants that image? No. I just don't think that to be the case. I think Memph Hits is lying about Carlos King trying to make K. Michelle lie, right? I don't believe that Carlos King encouraged K. Michelle to lie for TV ratings, for a storyline. I think what probably had happened is Carlos King, as a television producer, was encouraging his talent to live her authentic true life and tell her true authentic story. And Memph Hits don't like that because he was exposed as an abuser, a woman beater. So I think Memph Hits is lying. I don't believe Carlos King told that girl to lie. I just don't. Now, what I do tend to believe, I told y'all his dark past is being brought up. Listen, Linda. There was a story from 2015, okay? There's a headline from lovebscott.com from 2015. Shout out to Denver, okay? He be writing all these stories, Joe. 2015 headline from lovebscott.com. Sheree Whitfield accuses Real Housewife of Atlanta producer Carlos King of stealing. Didn't Kandi say he stole something? Of stealing her real estate show idea and not giving her a peach. Carlos, do you have a reputation of stealing from the girls? Girl. Okay, listen. In a nutshell, because I'm not going to bore you guys with the whole text of the article, but in a nutshell, remember when Sheree got fired from the Real Housewives the first time? She apparently got her real estate license and had sold a couple of properties, which I had never known. I didn't know Sheree had the bandwidth to even sell real estate, so that's, dope. She started selling properties, and so she then came to Carlos King. This is when she was off the show. She then came to Carlos King and was like, I have an idea for a show. Let's do a real estate show about women in Atlanta selling real estate. She wanted to be a part of the show along with some other women that she knew in Atlanta who were also selling real estate, right? And this is not unheard of for folks to go to Carlos King and pitch show ideas to then work with him to get the show off the ground. I think this is the case with Melody and Martell in Love and Marriage Huntsville. Melody one day was staring at her husband and she was like, wow, I have all these damn kids and this cheating ass husband. I'm out here cheating myself, allegedly. And we have the comeback group. These crazy ass friends we have. I'm tired of working my hands to the bone trying to build these houses in bumblefuck Alabama. I want to be a reality TV star. And so they pitched their life as a reality TV show to Carlos King, thus making Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, so it's not unheard of. So the fact that Sheree went to Carlos King to pitch this real estate show is not weird. What is weird is that according to this source back from 2015, allegedly, Carlos King told Sheree, let me take control of this show. Let me take this show off of your hands. And how about I get you back onto the Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 8 as a full-time peach holder. She came back to season 8, but as a part-timer, as a friend, not a full-timer. So this source is claiming that Sheree got swindled out of her own show. That he took Sheree's show and promised her a full-time role, but she did not get that full-time role until season 9. So maybe there was some deception going on. Y'all, what the hell is going on? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.